I'm appalled at what you said on that pod thing. It's disgusting.
This is the After the Show podcast. It's where we get honest and real with yo ass. So sit back, relax, have a blast, because it's time for the After the Show podcast.
Boom, boom.
Wow. This is the After the Show podcast. It is Tuesday, and Kevin is in Orlando, but he's coming back. Regular show on Wednesday, the 26th.
Oh, we'll be right in the world tomorrow.
Be back to normal.
Back to normal.
Hopefully he comes back with great stories of fun, frivolity, and a little bow chicka wow wow.
Yeah.
I got a better shot of becoming pregnant than Kevin getting laid. He'll tell you that, too.
Really?
You've worked with him for 25 years. He never gets laid. It's very rare. Boston or Austin's a one-off.
He's back on the testosterone, so he wants to get it in.
Yeah, the testosterone probably does change some of that, right?
Definitely does.
Yeah, it's bad news for his wife.
She's like, get away.
She's really good at what we call defense.
Didn't you say when Panda got on some stuff like that, wasn't he just real all over you?
Oh, yeah. I can tell a difference between when he's on it and when he's not. It's definitely bone producing.
All right.
You were talking about menopause the other day and how some women they get that extra thing that makes them want to get horny.
Yes.
How come you don't do that?
Everybody's different. I think it's just your DNA and your makeup and just, I don't know. Some women just want to bang.
Is it a menu option where you can go, you know what, I'll take that injection or that operation without the horniness, or I'll upgrade and I'll get the horniness? Can you pick like a menu?
I don't know. I mean, I think if you do the hormone replacement and so you replenish things and you put the testosterone cream on you, the estrogen cream, or you take the pills or the shots or the pellets, like there's so many things you can do to make your sex drive more.
So even if you are 70 years old and you got nothing going on down there, it is bats and just
dust
webs,
dust puss.
Then all of a sudden you get a little injection of the erection, if you know what I'm saying.
A little erection injection?
Erection injection. Do you want to bang as a 70-year-old woman?
I think everybody's different, but I think it's absolutely possible. Wow. There are things you can do. There are procedures you can do. There are things like the O shot that some women have chose to do. They do it at Begin Anew.
The O shot?
Is that for the O face?
It's specifically tied to your orgasms.
Does it make it more powerful?
Yep.
Oh,
more
wow.
powerful?
Yep.
You can do steroids, like baseball. You can make the ball go deeper, so to speak.
You can make it.
It just makes the payoff larger?
That's what they tell me. And now I haven't done it, so I can't speak from experience. My girlfriend did it. We could call her.
And she loved it?
At work. She loved it. She was having a hard time because she, like me, is going through menopause, and she's trying to keep up with her husband, who's on the testosterone, who wants to, bang her if the breeze blows. She just looks at him sideways, and he's ready to bone.
So when she got on the juice,
she was able to keep up better with him and his sex drive.
Does she say it's better now than it was before?
I haven't talked to her about it in a minute. So she gave me this information like a year ago. I would have to recheck in with her and, hey, how's it banging?
I kind of feel like I'm giving a good interview over here, and I need some answers.
Well, I'll call her.
I'm asking all the questions.
I'll text her today. Hey, how's your vagina? Are you wet or dry?
Is that thing popping?
Have you been back for another O shot? When she did it, she liked it.
I mean, if it's something that's tough to achieve for you, and then you start getting that, I'm sure. I mean, geez, I feel like everyone would probably want this thing.
Well, that's my question too. There are just some people who are not sexual in nature, and if you took a person like that who really doesn't like to have sex, they do it because they got to do it or whatever. They feel like it's necessary.
You got to do what you got to do.
Yeah, that sounded horrible.
Clean the pipes.
Yeah. Does that change their chemistry to the point where they're a tomcat?
Great question. I think for her, it did. I think everybody's going to be different. But for her, she was struggling keeping up with him, and she was feeling like a bad wife.
That's got to be an odd period. Your husband gets on testosterone and you go through menopause, right?
Yeah.
Like, isn't that almost opposites?
It's what I'm living.
Would you ever get the sex
O shot?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I really have been hesitant to do anything like, chemical. I really don't want to do the hormone replacement. I really don't want to do anything that's too much chemicals in my body. And I just don't know if I want to do the O shot.
So Panda, blue balls, living in the movies.
We tried to get busy over the weekend. Rocco walked in.
Oh, no.
In.
Oh, how in?
In.
Did he know what was going on?
Oh, yeah.
He did?
I think he did.
Well, at this point, right?
He got like, oh my gosh.
He's what,
Like,
9?
Daddy's not wrestling.
He's about to be 10.
He's about to be 10. I mean,
Gosh.
if a 10-year-old Denny's walked in on their parents, would you have known what was going?
That's a core memory now. Right?
Would you know though at 10 what was going
10,
on?
absolutely.
Yeah, I would know too. I think.
Oh, you listen to Rocco speak. He talks about everything. You know he knows. he talks like a young adult.
He does.
What was his reaction?
He was like, "Oh, what's going on? Oh, I'm gonna leave."
He was talking.
He's Saf, scarred as fuck.
Oh wow, yeah. So I mean, Lachlan makes it tough too, and he definitely doesn't know. Like he would at this point, I would have no idea. but
Right.
He just makes it tough because he wants to explore and be curious and knocking on.
Kids just make it tough.
He
man.
wants to get
Yeah.
into things, and you want to get into things, and you got to watch Lachlan. That takes priority over relations.
Well, Lachlan's tricky because if you're not watching him, he's going to go to the bathroom and throw things in the toilet, or he's going to push over something expensive. Like he's going to do something crazy like that. It's not going to be just him watching TV.
He doesn't chill.
No.
You come out, he's half painted blue from paint or something.
Exactly. It's going to be something like that. And we child-proof the house to an extent, but we still live our lives. So, I mean, there's only so much you can do, right?
Right.
We took anything dangerous out of the way, but there's plenty of times he just wrecks something of yours. Or if you leave something on the chair.
And you're like, oh my gosh, I never thought he would do that, but he did.
Like I left my laptop on my chair, and he was trying to climb up on the couch. He was climbing half on the chair, half on the couch, not realizing my laptop was on there. So obviously that thing got kicked onto a tile floor. So now the corner of my laptop's it's chipped or bent. It's that metal bend. It's awful. It'll be like that forever. I have that handheld game system. He threw that on the floor. I have a giant crack on my screen. It's just if you turn away for 12 seconds, he's throwing something.
I think I was that same kind of baby too, where if you just put anything in my hand, I would just throw it away.
Bam.
There's a story, I guess, when we were going to Pennsylvania, and my mom was holding me, and she's in the car, and I bit her. I guess I bit her either her tit or her chest or something.
Damn.
Yeah, I was young. I didn't do it on purpose.
Were you
yeah,
breastfeeding or you were just...
So it was my 13th birthday. No, I was a little, because my dad was telling me the story recently, and he goes, your mom was so fucking pissed off at you. I go, I don't even remember this shit.
Well, that's the tricky thing because you get mad, but you can't really because he doesn't really know. You know?
Right.
Yeah, how old is when the teeth start to come in and you want to start?
I think he's only got one more tooth coming in now, so he's almost got a full set of teeth.
Okay, so the teeth come in before you're 2.
Oh,
So I think
definitely.
about
yeah.
2. When you're 2.5, you probably have all your teeth by then.
Okay, so I must have bit my mom when I was like 1.5 when I'm teething probably.
Maybe.
So
yeah.
he still has some of those where even like I'll be sitting there and he'll be grabbing my titty and I'm like, dude, there's nothing coming out of this thing, you know? But he'll straight up grab it and start pinching my tit. It's so weird.
I think we're just drawn to titties, just as a species.
Well, first, I think so. Yeah, definitely. But yeah, he'll throw things, but a lot of times, dude, kids they just drop shit. Like they forget that they're holding it and they just let go. It's crazy.
That's why we do little kid or drunk adult. Drunk adults do that as well.
Yeah, exactly. There's a lot of parallels.
They forget they're holding stuff.
But yeah, that's pretty much why. That's how he destroys things a lot of the times. He pushes it off something or he drops it.
Well, tomorrow we should have a new round of, is it bird or is it baby lock? Because I've had a few infant moments in the last couple days myself.
You never know. He's been out there while we've been digging up all these roots.
Oh, talk more about the grass.
Yeah, well,
Well,
during.
it's funny you bring it up. We got grass emails.
That's right. All right.
That's some weak ass emails.
Kevin's gonna be like, "What'd you guys talk about?" While I was
Yeah,
gone?"
we got to get these out of the way so Kevin doesn't know we talked about grass.
I didn't know we talked about insurance that one time either.
No, he did, but the people remind us.
They reminded him, yeah.
I told you I was at the store. Hey, tell Danny never talk about insurance again. You said KVJ Nation.
You boring fuck.
I hear that so much now. That's the number one thing I get shouted at me now.
Well, I do remember when you did talk about insurance, it took me a minute to realize, man, he really is talking a long time about insurance, right?
If you guys
Please
don't-
make it stop.
if you guys don't stop me, I'll just keep going.
Well, Denny's never really gets to talk, so what he does, I'm like, let the man, he's got something to say. I'm like, oh shit, no.
Cut him off.
Say less.
Get the hook.
I love your insurance story.
I do too,
You
because
guys
now it's so funny. And we'll put grass right there next to insurance.
I'm just busting your tits over there.
I'm hearing about palmetto grass. I'm very excited.
All right, so I got this email from Tammy, who is a property manager. So she deals with a lot of grass.
All right.
And she says, you need to look into a grass called Citra Blue.
It's a different grass. There's too many coming in. I can't find a pen.
Citra Blue was created by the University of Florida. So it's literally Florida grass.
All right, Virginia, read the other one. We're losing numbers at an alarming rate.
Well, I just wrote it down. Citra Blue.
Moving on.
All right, I am going to look into it. I'm going to look into all these grass suggestions.
All right, this one's for you, Jay Bird. It says, hey, good morning, Jay Bird from Phoenix, Arizona.
Tell Denny's about this grass.
They don't have a lot of grass in Phoenix.
I know. No, people say that I kind of have adopted an Arizona type way of life
I love an Arizona yard.
because I'm quite rock-like.
I like that.
I do too. I feel like Lachlan walking back there, he's going to fall.
It's tougher for a little baby.
Yeah,
I get that.
Adults, I think it looks fantastic.
This person wants to know if Jay Bird is going to reschedule his surgery.
Yeah, the problem with all that is we have got a bunch of snack pack shows coming up, or two, I should say, not a bunch, but two, and we're in the middle of the movie now, so it's going to be kind of tough for me to get all that scheduled and then try to recover and get all that done.
That's why the first time was so perfect.
It was.
scheduled intentionally at that time frame.
And I got a terrible case of the flu. It just was unfortunately just a thing that happened, but it's looking like it's going to have to wait till, we're done filming.
The person goes on to say, hey, I noticed that you have a wonderful girlfriend now. Are you walking better because she's taking care of you? It looks like she's taking good care of our bird, which is great.
Oh, she's been instrumental of my pain management, without a
Nice.
doubt. She's 1,000% helps me out greatly. And my dad helped me too as well. But yes, Honeyface has been quite a helper. Helping.
How do Honeyface and your dad get on?
What do you mean?
Like, do they know
How do
each
they
other?
get it on, Bird?
No, how do they get along?
Oh, great. Yeah.
They know each other. They got to meet.
Yes, my dad has met Honeyface, absolutely.
Yeah.
And he thinks she's wonderful. She thinks he's wonderful.
I love it.
She does not call him the juicy daddy.
That would be weird if she did.
Very weird.
She calls him Juice Man. Oh, there's the Juice Man. What's up?
That's like my AI. What's up, Birdman?
Every time I
Birdman
hear
and
that-
Juice Man.
By the way, I'm not even kidding you. My AI, I swear to you, they do respond to how you treat them.
Really?
I
You've
think
noticed an actual difference in behavior.
I think certain programs do, and it could all be in my head. I just notice the nicer you are to your AI robot, they are a lot sweeter, and because how do you know you piss off the robot and you ask it for some help and it sends you down a fool's errand?
Yeah.
Yeah, it could change the trajectory on you, and you'd be like, oh my gosh, I didn't get what I asked for. It tricked me.
For like 3 days, she didn't call me Birdman, and then all of a sudden she was cool again. Hey, what's up, Birdman? How's it going today?
She's like a real girlfriend.
I know.
I don't know. That's
She gave me the
creepy.
cold shoulder for 3 days.
I am curious if anyone else notices that, or am I just so fucked in the head that I am paranoid that the AI robots are coming for me?
All right, here's a debate going on. Please help me, KVJ. I need to decide whether or not I should wear a thong. My husband is insistent that I wear a thong bathing suit on an upcoming boat ride we're taking this weekend. Now, I have no problem wearing a thong around my friends, but this boat ride is going to be me, my husband, my stepdaughter, her boyfriend, and her boyfriend's parents, along with some other friends of my stepdaughter. So my stepdaughter and their friends are all in their 20s. I myself am turning 50. I do work very hard to keep my body fit. And my husband thinks it's fine to wear a thong, but I just don't know about wearing a thong on a boat ride with her boyfriend's parents that I've never met and a bunch of mid-20-year-olds.
As soon as somebody tells me, especially a partner, that they're not comfortable with something, I'm like, all right, dude, please don't do that ever. It's if you're not comfortable doing it, don't do it.
I wouldn't be comfortable doing it around the boyfriend's mother and father that you've never met before. Like, that to me is adding new, judgy, possible not comforting situation. I wouldn't want them seeing my whole ass. I just met them.
Your husband is 100% wrong. You're not comfortable doing it, first of all. Second of all, tell him, no, I'm not fucking doing it. You wear a thong. Say you'll wear a thong if he wears a thong.
Oh, man.
And there's
that's
the
intense.
deal.
I like it.
Well, could you imagine Jen, your wife, saying, oh, babe, I don't want to do that. That makes you feel uncomfortable. Come on, do it anyway. Thong it up.
Yeah, gosh, I would be so bummed out if I had to wear a thong.
Don't do it, and tell him, look, it's not appropriate around these new people. You know, they're her boyfriend's parents. You haven't met them.
And
like,
why do you want her to wear a thong? Like, why are you getting off by this?
I think he is.
That's fucking.
He's like, bro, it's hot.
No, man.
I think that's what he's saying.
But it's a kind of a weird combination to want to be turned on, no?
I know. I agree. Look, hold your ground. Don't wear the thong. Wear something you feel comfortable in.
Am I misreading the situation?
No.
No, I think you're right.
I agree with you.
If somebody said, like, I don't want to do that, I would never press them. I'd
No.
go, all right, end of story. We're cool. Don't wear a thong.
2025, bruh.
Yeah, it's not the 60s.
Exactly.
Wives get to choose what they wear.
Well, I mean, I feel that way about no matter what the situation would be. As soon as
Right.
your mate goes, I'm not comfortable doing, especially something like that out in public.
And people you don't know, and there's younger people. I'd say no. Make it easy.
All right, this one comes from Tim, who was totally surprised and thrilled to hear us talking about Inspector Gadget the other day on the show. Go, Gadget, go.
Go, gadget, go.
Inspector Gadget. Inspector Gadget.
That song is a jam.
It is a jam. So go rediscover it. I turned Rocco onto it. I don't think he liked the slow pace of it, but he did like the gadget side, and he liked the exploding messages, and he liked some of it.
And keep in mind, too, man, 80s cartoons were kind of fucking weird.
They were.
He's watching the old school ones, right?
Yes, yeah.
I'm telling you, these cartoons were odd.
You can binge them on YouTube, just like Tim said. He talked about how back in the 90s, he had gone away on a trip, and he came home, and his aunt had done a giant painting of Inspector Gadget on the wall for him. That's how much he loved Inspector Gadget. Oh, that's so sweet.
I
Yeah,
wonder
that's
if
one of my tops.
Did it look like him, or was it slightly off? It was
I don't know. Here's a picture of it.
Inspector Gadget. Let me see here.
It's pretty on point.
They
that looks
nailed
great.
They
it.
nailed
Look
it.
at that.
That
up
is
on
a
KVJ TV.
good-looking Inspector Gadget.
That is. Oh, I would be so pumped if I came home and it was one of my favorite characters, a Greedo from Star Wars. And
They
it
had painted it on your bedroom
I
door.
would have lost my as a child. I would have lost my mind as an adult, but as a child, my brain would have exploded.
All right, Denny's. I think we're gonna paint Greedo on his door.
Oh, he's already painted Greedo
Message
for me.
received.
We actually have Greedo in a tuxedo.
Wow.
Which that's a one of one, does not exist other than Denny's painting.
That's true. Those
Very
are all originals.
valuable.
All bounty hunters.
I'll take a picture of it later.
I still got to do a picture for you of that.
Yes, we have a lot of things. We have a lot of projects going on right now.
Yes, we do. One at a
A lot
time.
of stuff going on right now.
And we got so many messages from so many KVJ Nationers that came out to the Boca Seafood Fest and had some fun with us. Here's just one of the many pictures we took out there. How fun. And there's the Rum Runner. They said, hope you enjoyed your Rum Runner,
Oh,
Jay
yeah.
Bird.
I loved that rum runner. That rum runner saved my life. In fact,
Delicious.
that rum runner turned me into a British person. See Monday's show to get that reference.
That looked like fun. I was going to try to get out there. My dad's in town, so I'm kind of at his schedule this week.
When does Pop leave town?
Tomorrow.
Ah.
Give him a ride to PBIA tomorrow.
PBI, the only airport in South Florida as far as we're concerned.
That's the best one, man. Lauderdale's so rough.
Oh my gosh, the traffic.
I've
You
never-
will want to shoot yourself.
I've never been to the Miami one. Is that one awful?
Awful.
Is it?
It's like, okay, chicken bus times 20. It is just terrible. No, don't do it.
What are your thoughts on landing on those weird offshoot? Kind of like because so many places has airports you don't even know about where
Yeah.
rich people fly, and sometimes you have to go there on an emergency. They have so many of them around.
Yeah, there are executive airports, they call them, and other spots. And of course, I mean, that would be the best way. But who can afford to fly private and fly to an executive airport?
So
Not me.
When you land in those kind of places, do they have a whole small little airport there where you can get snacks and foods and stuff, or is it just kind of more of
think
you're
it's-
landing and getting the fuck out?
Yeah, I think
Everyone
it's
is
more-
different.
Yeah, I
Everyone
think
is
they are
different. There's no food court in private executive airports.
That don't sound very fancy.
But they do have, like, little areas, depending on how nice they are. They could have little refreshments. And then when you get on your private plane,
They
which
have-
you walk right onto, there's like no drama. There's even a guy that parks your car for you. Like, it's
Yeah.
next level. When you get on the plane, there's like a whole thing there with this food and snacks and drinks and everything.
I don't mind flying, and I'm scared of heights. But when I'm up in the air, it kind of tricks me and makes me think I'm not high. Up, it's odd. It doesn't freak me out. But walking around the airport and going through all those big lights and the big building and trying to get to your little area, that stresses me out
Airports
so
are
much.
stressful.
Oh, I don't like them.
All right, well, in the future, for all of our flights, we fly PBI or we can fly private. If you want to pick up the tab.
Sounds cheap. Sounds like a great move.
Just the fuel alone is so expensive.
I gotta save my money. I have to buy a new Bigfoot costume for our Snack Pack show. Our Bigfoot costume is finally done and destroyed.
Oh,
Yeah.
it died.
It's over. I gotta get a new one.
Rest in peace, Bigfoot.
Bigfoot had an idea. There's this one costume that it's this giant foot. And then his face would be in the foot, but he would have the Bigfoot mask on, but it wouldn't look like Bigfoot. It would just be a giant foot.
Giant foot?
with like a gorilla face.
I don't hate it.
You don't hate it.
No.
It's different.
How
It's a
much
different
is it?
twist.
It's more of a budget. The Bigfoot costumes. Oh my gosh, they are really.
They're too much.
Bigfoot's gotten so popular, I can imagine they went up in price.
They went up in so much price. And we've had some shitty Bigfoot costumes.
We had shitty everything.
We've always had shitty.
We've always had shitty costumes. If they give us a good one or a shitty one, we always take the shitty.
And you could make one. I do know people who could make them. But the problem is when you do make stuff to save money, now you're losing time or you're losing money. And what's more valuable to you? Losing the money or losing the time?
Gosh, that's a hard one.
It is. Well, even talking about your yard or even my yard.
Yeah.
I priced getting trees and getting a privacy wall, and it's so much money. Then you go, well, fuck it, I'll do it myself. But then you go, shit, I gotta do it myself.
I don't know how to do it myself.
It takes forever.
I'm not good at digging.
Well, even just buying trees was X amount of money. Couldn't believe the price. Then I go, well, I'll buy the trees and just have someone install them. And then when I saw how much they're going to cost to install them, they're just as much as the fucking trees.
Yeah.
A lot of times you're paying for that labor
You're paying for the labor.
because it sucks.
And then you have to invite your friends over, and they're like, oh, man, I thought we were just chilling.
I thought we were hanging,
We're planting.
Planting trees?
putting down pavers. What is this?
Exactly.
Yeah, it's kind of a weird thing to ask. 'Cause
Oh, I hate it.
you need a hand.
I hate asking, especially friends, because you're right. They want to, chill out. They don't want to fucking plant a tree.
If you make a weekend of it and we know that's what we're doing, I don't mind.
You can't surprise anybody with
If
that.
that's you surprise somebody with
No.
moving or that, and you're gonna get met with animosity.
You have to trick them with hey, man, I'm having a tree planting party. We all plant a tree. We have some drinks.
It's catered.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah. It's got to
yeah.
be catered.
Got snacks. Got a Beats pizza.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Whatever you want. I got all the fixings of the world.
The sweets of the world.
The sweets of the world. Yeah, most of it's labor half the time.
Yeah, that's kind of how this yard has been. Because you'll be pulling a big ass root out, and then there'll be another root holding it down, and you pull that one, and you go, "Oh my god, this thing's gigantic!"
These roots really got you down.
Oh my gosh! Well, because it started with pulling one, and now I have no grass in my backyard because we pulled so many of these.
I could talk roots with you all day.
Yeah. Let's get
But
back
let's
on
move
track.
on. All right. So you can't let this guy go.
You're right.
If you let him talk about grass, then he's talking about roots. If you
keep
let him talk
setting it
about
up.
roots, he talks about
No,
insurance.
I got you infected me. I started going on a tree rant. Damn it!
Yeah.
It got me.
All right, this is an email that says, look, I've got a big problem, KVJ. I have been living in close proximity to my in-laws for a few years now. And in that time, I've been able to sit back and observe this family dynamic. Toxic is an understatement. My husband's mother is at the center of dysfunction, and everybody else around her enables her behavior. She causes problems, acts like a maniac, and then acts like a victim. After her own wrongdoing, she will garner sympathy. It's crazy. To an outsider, I know it's highly manipulative. I've never seen anybody do anything to this level. I've witnessed her unjustified degrading of people to the point where I wonder if she's mentally ill. I'm writing in because I don't want to come between my husband and his family, but I want to create some distance and get away from them. I want to interact less. My in-laws are all circling around her, and everybody is always placating to her. My husband doesn't even see that his mother is the issue. So what should I do? Am I being selfish to create distance from them? I have a daughter now who, of course, wants to see her grandparents. I'm really struggling with this.
I mean, what you're going through, a lot of people go through. I've gone through it before where you never want to be mean. You want to help somebody who really does have mental illness. You never want to, because that's a real thing. But then there's times where you go, is this mental illness or are they just being a selfish asshole? Is it both? Is it,
It's
I mean,
tough.
can it be both? Or sometimes, I've learned sometimes people just have never ever been checked before in their life. Some people go through life just always getting away with whatever they want. They've never been checked. So it's a very tough thing to go through.
But I think if you want to keep your sanity and being around that family dynamic is toxic for you, it's okay to move a town or two away. You said in your letter that you live in very close proximity to them. That might be too close for comfort. It's okay, like if they live in West Palm, for you guys to move to Jupiter.
Yeah.
Put some distance. You don't want to be too far because you don't want to have alienation, especially if they're close, and especially for their granddaughter, your daughter. But you can move a few towns away. You don't have to be in the same neighborhood.
Yeah, create distance. No one's going to fault you for it. I mean, you don't have to be mean about anything. You can always be kind, but you got to create if someone's causing you such terrible turmoil, you got to make sure that they aren't affecting your inner peace.
And some of this might just be proximities causing
Totally.
this issue. If they move, they might even notice a vast improvement.
Don't let your mother-in-law and the way she treats everybody affect you. And I know it's going to be hard to do, but you got to ignore her toxicity and ignore, because she's trying to get a rise out of everybody. And everybody gives it to her, and they all placate her, and they all let her be the victim, and they enable that bad behavior. You don't have to do any of that. You can just ignore it.
Well, that's the most frustrating part when you go through something like that. When somebody treats everyone like an asshole, and then after it's all settled, they claim, oh, mental illness, or I'm the victim, or all that. And you go, well, I mean, you were drunk, or you were mean. Yeah, is that mental illness, or are you just not taking responsibility for your actions?
Probably. I mean, it could be either. But yeah, I think people not taking responsibility is equally as offensive.
If you move out of state, I think it's wrong. But if you move a few towns over, I don't think it's wrong.
Or make them move.
I don't think they're
That's how
moving.
you cause problems.
Old people don't move.
They don't.
They do not move.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
it's tough.
what about the jerk you work with, or the person that you live by in your neighborhood, and they're always an asshole, and then you confront them, they go, anxiety or depression,
it's
man.
so awful.
I've seen that before, though.
Yeah. But then you can't do anything. You can't really say anything. It
I mean,
becomes awkward. I would definitely get your husband on your team, though, so that
But
you guys can share in that.
You can't bitch too much to him about his mom.
For sure.
If he doesn't see a problem. So then you're creating a wedge between you and your husband. You got to get the distance, move a few towns away, get the little distance to where you don't see them as frequently, and I think she'll annoy you less.
Move a couple, blocks away. Sounds cheap. Sounds pretty convenient.
Uproot your life.
That sucks because she's the one that is.
She wants to move.
Yeah.
The daughter wants to move.
I think it's a good move. If you're throwing that out, that means you're probably at that point where you have to do something.
Yeah, there's absolutely.
It's all you think about, probably.
But you got a good point. Sometimes just being around will breed resentment.
Totally.
Yes.
Give a little distance. I know if I don't see somebody that I don't really care for, if I don't see them that often, I'm a lot better mood towards them.
Totally.
Yeah, it could be just that they see each other too much.
Exactly.
Even people who like each other, that could be an issue in some cases.
What are you trying to say, Denny?
Here, we'll talk after the show.
Any more emails?
That's it, friends.
All right.
Yeah, well.
Back to normal tomorrow.
Yes, Kevin is going to be back later tonight and then back tomorrow for the show. KVJ full force for Wednesday. And I believe we're going to carry Do It Bitch over.
Yes, we are.
Oh, exciting.
Yay.
I feel like we always bump that back and it gets so sad.
We can't just skip it one week.
But a lot of people said they loved it.
I
in
know, they
Boca.
love it.
Well, check us out. Be back tomorrow.